Congratulations on choosing a Minelab SD series detector. At Minelab, we're very proud to have developed the most superior gold detector available on the market. Since its formation in the mid-80s, Minelab has been at the forefront of detector technology, pioneering a number of unique electronic applications, most notably broadband spectrum technology, providing advanced discrimination capabilities, multi-period sensing, a technique developed by Minelab which enables greater detection depth in highly mineralized gold fields, automatic ground tracking, a feature maximizing detecting at all depths which continually adjusts to suit changing ground conditions. Since releasing its first detector, Minelab has been committed to producing the finest and most technically advanced detectors available in the world. Minelab is known internationally as a manufacturer of extremely high-quality, innovative electronics with unique metal sensing capabilities, having produced the world's first microprocessor-driven detector, the GT16000. Minelab's innovations saw advancements in discrimination electronics that enabled Minelab to considerably expand its range of metal detectors to cater for all detecting markets. Minelab's excellence in design, production and after-sales service has made it a leader in its field, with over 80% of the Australian handheld detector market. Minelab's success continues to grow, with over 51% of Minelab's unit sales derived from export sales. As Australia's largest manufacturer of metal detectors, Minelab and its network of authorised dealers are always willing to answer any inquiries you may have regarding your SD or detecting in general. By using the latest technology developed by Minelab, known as multi-period sensing, the SD detector is able to minimise the effects of mineralisation, to penetrate deeper, and to provide you with a mineralisation interference-free signal. Its simplicity of operation makes it ideal for the beginner and professional alike. Its superior ability at cancelling mineralisation now invites new finds of gold, as well as reopening old gold fields where mineralised or hot ground has previously prevented nugget finds. This video is an instructional video for the Minelab SD series of detectors. Owing to ongoing advancements in technology and in response to excellent customer feedback, Minelab has now improved upon its original SD2000 Super Detector with the new SD2100 machine. It is important to note that in the following demonstrations, there are some features of the SD2100 model which SD2000 owners will not have on their SD2000 machine. However, there are still many common aspects of operation between the two models which will make the watching of this video of great interest to all Minelab SD owners, particularly with respect to the topics of basic assembly and operation, general detecting hints, environmental considerations of metal detecting, and more advanced prospecting techniques, such as where to look for gold. Minelab's ongoing commitment to improving detector technology has set new standards in metal detecting. The SD series detectors are so advanced, metallic targets can be detected in even the hottest ground at great depths. This video is divided into three main areas: the assembly and operation of the SD2100, basic field detecting techniques, and advanced field detecting. Some terms commonly used in this video are mineralization, which describes mineral components such as ironstone or hematite in the soil that interfere with the signal of gold deposits. Hot rock, any rock which is more highly mineralized than the ground surrounding it. And ground balancing, tuning the detector to compensate for the level of mineralization of the soil being searched so as to gain maximum detection depth. Your SD comes packed in two boxes, one for the detector and one for the 18-inch mono-loop coil. Slide the armrest unit onto the end of the upper shaft with two holes. Ensure the upper shaft goes through the hole in the armrest cover flap. Align the two holes in the armrest. The power-on panel should face the rear. Slide the two black nylon bolts through the holes and screw the nylon wing nuts onto the bolts. Place the handle on the other end of the upper shaft and set to a comfortable position. Tighten the two screws with a small flat-tip screwdriver. Slide the shoulder strap clip onto the intermediate shaft. Then slide the intermediate shaft into the end of the upper shaft and snap it into place. Ensure that the 8-inch coil has a skid plate attached. Push the end of the fiberglass tube with the rubber washers attached onto the coil mounting bracket, ensuring that the spring clip on the other end of the fiberglass tube faces the rear of the coil. Line up the holes in the coil mounting bracket and the fiberglass tube. Insert a nylon bolt and then fasten with a nylon wing nut. There is one fiberglass tube for each coil supplied, enabling quick coil changeovers. The 18-inch fiberglass tube is supplied with round and teardrop washers. Select the coil you wish to search with and slide the tube into the intermediate shaft. Adjust the shaft length and coil angle for a comfortable position. Then wind the coil cable tightly around the shaft. Plug the coil connector into the coil socket on the control box. To prevent any movement, ensure that the cable is firmly attached to the shaft using the two Velcro straps. Depending on user preference, feed the power cable through the right or left hole in the bottom of the backpack's lower pouch and fit the rechargeable 6-volt gel cell battery into the lower pouch. Position the barrier between the battery and the termination box. Plug the headphone set supplied into the socket on the termination box, ensuring the cable is positioned through the power cable hole. With the battery pack harness on, check that the control box on-off switch is set to the off position. Plug the cable from the battery harness into the power connector on the control box. Secure the cable into the clip on the rear panel's fascia. To help bear the SD's weight when prospecting, the shoulder strap should be fastened to the clip on the shaft. Your SD is now ready to start up. First, switch the detector on at the rear panel. Always turn the unit off before changing batteries, coils, and when not in use. Next, adjust the threshold control to set the level of background tone so that it can be just heard. Next, adjust the level of the threshold tone and set the tone to the individual's hearing using the tone controls. Hearing impaired operators are advised to tune the threshold pitch slightly louder than normal. Longer fluctuations of volume and pitch in the threshold tone signifies ground noise, whilst sharper variations indicate target signal noise. A small change in pitch usually indicates a small target or a large deep target. And a significant change in pitch typically means the detection of a larger target closer to the surface. Using a screwdriver, now adjust the variable frequency control to minimize electromagnetic interference. Turn the 10-turn control a half turn per second until the threshold becomes even. If no noticeable change occurs whilst turning in one direction, adjust it in the other. The variations in threshold can be reduced to a very low level by accurately adjusting the balance controls on the front panel. This procedure, known as ground balancing, is vital for successful detecting. It should be carried out before each search and when ground noise becomes unacceptable whilst searching. The balance controls on the panel allow the SD to be adjusted to suit varying ground mineralization levels. If the effects of ground mineralization are not balanced out, signals from metal targets will be very hard to distinguish due to excessive background noise. With the threshold and tone correctly tuned, set the search switch to the balance 1 position. Move the coil up and down between 1 to 15 centimeters above the ground. If the detector is not ground balanced, the volume and the pitch of the threshold will audibly change. Adjust the balance 1 control so that no variation in volume or pitch is heard when you lift the coil. When the balance 1 position is ground balanced, set the mode switch to balance 2 and adjust the balance 2 control, repeating the balancing procedure. When the detector is balanced in both positions, set to the search position and you can commence prospecting. While ground conditions will change, under most circumstances, ground balancing need only be adjusted occasionally. In rare instances of extreme mineralisation, the balance will require more frequent adjustment. Occasionally, soil types with a low mineral content will not interfere with the detector, making ground balancing the SD unnecessary. If raising and lowering the coil causes no audible response, then the mineral content in the ground is too low to have an effect on the SD. When working in areas of high salt concentration or extreme mineralisation, it's advantageous to detect only in the ground balance 1 position to provide better results. Some smaller targets, however, may be missed.